Just to let you know that today, somebody that you know is receiving their very first bag of Shakeology, and they really don't even know what to do next. When so many people have been enjoying these benefits for like 10 years, and we can't live without this product, and we are so loyal to this product, we know that that product loyalty, doesn't start on day one. Okay. It comes over time. It comes from understanding how this product makes you feel. So it is up to you as coaches to keep those healthy conversations starting and going, keeping that momentum. And I have brought on two coaches to help us with that. So first is Rachel. She is a 6-time elite coach. She's a 10-star diamond coach. She's spent 83 months in Success Club. Now, I know I say it every single week, but Success Club is helping at least 3 new people a month get into a total solution. And she's done that 83 months in a row. She is a registered dietitian, and she is also a mom. So let's bring on Rachel Harshfield. Hello.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning to you. And I'd like to bring on our second coach as well. And Jessica is a 2-time premier coach. She is a 5-star diamond coach. She has spent 73 months in Success Club. I think you guys are on the same path because she started a year later than you, Rachel. And she's a registered nurse and a certified holistic health coach. You guys give it up for Jessica LaNier.
Nice. So happy to be here.
So happy to get 2 perspectives today from you. That's why I brought you both on. You both have a lot of years here at Beachbody, and you both in your own lives have become medical professionals in your own right. But more so than that, you're a customer just like everybody else. You've been drinking Shakeology. So I'm going to get out of the way, but I would like you both to talk about, we're going to go right into it, new customers. And existing customers are getting their bag of Shakeology. What is the first thing that you do or ask with a new customer who is receiving their bag? I am going to let Rachel go first, so I'm going to get out of the way here.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It's an honor to be here and to talk to you guys. And I love what Sandy said. You know, health doesn't come from the first time. You don't just feel your first time that you drink Shakeology. So, you know, when you first get your bag of Shakeology, my initial connection with you guys or my initial connection with my coaches and my customers is to make sure they understand how to blend it up. Because I can tell you, I've had people say it's, got some kind of like, grimy, or like, the grains that are in there from all the nutrients, or it's got a funny taste, or they don't really know how. Do you mix it with water? Do you mix it with ice? Do you blend it? And even now to this day, I'll still get these conversations we just did this weekend. We get these conversations in our accountability group. So in my accountability group, I also put in there a photo album of Shakeology recipes, and I direct them to the back office, because in the back office, you guys, there are so many tools, there are so many resources around Shakeology that corporate has worked so hard to give to us so that we can automatically send these little flyers and the information to our customers to let them know, like, hey, congratulations, you've got your bag of Shakeology. Now let's help you blend it. Let's help you mix it so that it tastes the way that you want it to. It's everyone's got a different palate. It's kind of like wine, like, this is a good, bottle of wine. Someone else might not think that it is so good. So there's different ways that you can mix it to enjoy it and to know that you're getting the best that you possibly can for the nutrition and for what's being offered in each scoop. So that's how I let them know, giving them just those little bullet points, and, directing them to the back office. And also Darren's got some great videos as well. Darren has some awesome, Darren Olean's Shakeology videos in the back office.
Well, thank you. I'm going to have Jessica answer the same question. What are you doing when somebody gets their first bag of Shakeology? How do you follow up?
I think this is a super important question, because so many times in the Beachbody world, we feel like because we know something, everybody else does. And so as soon as someone places an order with me for a challenge pack or with Shakeology, they get a welcome email from me. And in that welcome email, it sets the expectations. So first, they're learning about the total solution. They're understanding, and I'm establishing the value of the holistic approach that all of us have with the challenge pack. So they see that with the total solution, they're getting nutrition, fitness, supplementation with Shakeology, they're getting mindset support, and they're getting coaching support, right? So I outlined those 5, but within that supplementation piece with Shakeology, I set out the expectation. Hey, you're going to get the best results if you drink this every day. How many of you have had people say, oh, I didn't work out today, so I didn't drink my shake because I didn't want to waste it? I have gotten that message, I used to, and I was like, oh, light bulb moment. People think this is only to drink when you're working out. That's not true. It's my responsibility to help educate them. And so that's what I say in that first line is you get the best results when you drink this daily. Secondly, I break down the 5 different blends within Shakeology. Now, if you haven't heard that there's 5 blends in Shakeology, I encourage you to grab your bag and look on the back, and you'll see right here in these paragraphs, this bullet point that outlines that we have 5 different blends or formulas within each dose, each scoop of Shakeology. Now, I'm a nerd in this area, but you don't have to be because it's on the back of your bag. And so you can outline to your customers that they're getting, yes, plant-based protein or one with whey if they order regular. They're getting antioxidants and superfruits. They're getting super greens. They're getting adaptogens, and they're getting a digestive support. And again, all of that verbiage is on the back of your bag, which is awesome because it's super handy. So when I tell them, hey, I just want to let you know this is what you're getting, it's establishing, again, the value of Shakeology before they're even having their first serving of it. And so just like with we connect all the time to, we need to know our why with being a coach, because sometimes it's going to get hard. And I think the same is true with Shakeology. It's really important and powerful to communicate with our clients why they're drinking Shakeology, why this is not just a protein shake. There's so much more to it. So I just have those simple bullet points. And then lastly, I have, just like Rachel said, everyone has a different palate. And so I link in there the Beachbody On Demand blog to Shakeology Recipes. Again, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. All those recipes are on the Beachbody On Demand blog for us to use. So I think that those 3 things, expectations, breaking down the 5 blends in Shakeology, and the recipes is something that's really helpful, really good tools to give to your clients.
Okay, I'm trying to get us all 3 here. I forget. Okay, so I think it's very funny how many people sit and eat cereal like Captain Crunch and they read the back of the box, right? How many people do that? Nobody reads the back of the Shakeology bag. So I love that. Okay, it's written right there. So if you don't know what to say or what to do, it's right there. Okay, then how many times do you follow up? I don't know if anybody knows this, but we have a Shakeology Wellness follow-up guide. This is on the back of the business activity tracker, you guys. Back of the paper one, at least. Now, this shows that within the first month that somebody is on Shakeology, there's all these great questions that you can ask them, how they're feeling, how are you making it, what's your experience like. How many of you that are watching this call right now have ever called your customer? Ever, let alone 4 times, 3 times, twice. Okay, so I'm not shaming anybody here, but it's just like I have a mascara that I buy and the consultant calls me up and says, how'd you like the mascara? How's it working for you? So if we're not doing the proper follow-up, it's probably why people are lost on either how to make it or dietary changes, or they're feeling a little different because, hey, when you put good nutrition in your body, you're going to feel a little different than the Captain Crunch. Okay, that's enough. Sandy's off the soapbox. Okay, Rachel, I'm going to ask you, when should people start seeing results? When can they start experiencing benefits? I mean, is it that first shake that they make the very first time they drink it? Okay, check it out.
I wish. It's not like Energize, you guys. It's not like when you drink your Shakeology for the first time, we're going to be buzzing around like crazy. Just like your workouts, you don't do a workout and see the results right away. You don't, see muscle definition when you first do your first workout. It takes time. It takes time for your body to adjust. And, you have to think about how long it took you to get to where you are and what you want to correct. And so if you're looking back over time and you're like, okay, well, 3 years ago, I was living my healthiest life, and here I am now, and, I'm feeling brain fog, or I'm feeling tired, or I just don't feel as energetic as I once used to. It took time for you to get there. So I'm encouraging you guys to take time and to encourage your customers to really lean into the opportunity to allow your body, listen to your body, so that your body can let you know and can help you to be the best version of yourself, so to speak. Your muscles, when you do a workout for the first time, they get sore, and you replenish your muscles with good hydration and, good rest so that they can heal and they can repair. It's the same thing when you're looking at your body and you're changing your nutritional supplementation, because your body needs to adjust. Your body needs to kind of make a shift and then realign itself so that it can get better over time. We can't see what's going on internally. Our only example of what's going on internally is what we see on the external. So if you want to feel good, the more that you pour into yourself with good nutrition, good healthy habits, good rest, good exercise, getting outside, breathing some fresh air, you're going to start feeling better. So I would say measure yourself, keep yourself a journal on how you're feeling. So what you're seeing in month 1, you might see it differently in month 2 as your body makes those adjustments. And, sometimes, Sandy, I'll get people who say, gosh, Rachel, I felt really good for like month 1 or 2, but now I'm not feeling as great. Or now some of the things that I really was enjoying in month 1 when I was drinking my Shakeology, I'm not feeling it right now. And I'll ask them, what are you doing differently in your diet? What are you doing differently in your rest? How's your stress level? What's your workload look like? Sometimes just seasonal change can cause changes within the system. And so it may not necessarily be the Shakeology, because if the Shakeology was feeling great in month 1 and month 2, then it's going to continue to change. Our formula doesn't change that much. And so while they might be feeling a little bit different, a lot of times it's just focusing on the nutrition, focusing on the end result, and not what you're looking at in month 1. You're not looking to change your body and to get into your swimsuit at the end of month 1. It's what you're going to do in the month 3 and month 4. And what are you going to do in a year from now? How great are you going to feel in a year if you really focus on your overall nutrition, not just your workouts? Because we all know, you guys, we all know that it starts with your nutrition. You have to have a good, healthy balance of your nutrition in order for you to, reach any result when it comes to your physicality. So I try to direct them and bring them back to that. What are your goals? Tell me what your goals are. Before I have any conversation with anyone, it's like, I would love to help you, but can you please tell me what your goals are? What are you struggling with, you guys? Like, what is it that you're struggling with? What is it that you're doing right now? What have you tried? I love asking them what they've tried, because that's when you're going to get like, oh, I've done like this shake, and I've done this shake, and I've done this program. And how did it work for you? And a lot of times it didn't work. That's why they're talking to you. And so asking those questions helps the customer, helps them to remind them why they need the help and what it is that they're focusing on. And then you, as their coach, you're able to then turn around and help them. So when that times do get hard, so in 3 months or 4 months when they're struggling, you can go back to their goals and say, hey, remember, this was a 6-month plan. Remember, we're projecting from a year from now how you're going to feel and what you're going to feel like by sticking to your nutrition, by sticking to the workouts, by committing and finishing the workouts and not giving up on yourself, because it's in those times of change that you're going to see the best result. And that change and challenges are what grow us anyway. And so welcome the change and welcome the challenge so that we can grow and we can live healthier.
Oh, I like the way that you said that so much. I also want to make sure, why am I playing with these little templates here on this screen? I just want to make sure that any statements that are made on this call have not been about Shakeology, have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Okay, with any consumable product, we are not in a position to talk about whether this cures anything. But the way that you're talking about follow-up and goals, and the way that you're letting people know that it's not just a month 1 product, This is in order to see long-term results. It is by focusing on your health for the long term. So I like the way that you set the expectations up to begin with. You know, this is not a one and done product. This is a focus on your lifelong health. Good health. So thank you for that, Rachel. It was really well said. Now I'm gonna ask you both this question, and I'll have Jessica go first on this one. But how do you keep the conversation going in your groups or in your conversations around good nutrition? How do you keep that conversation alive? And how often do you talk about nutrition? Obviously, you both are very focused on good health and nutrition. But Jessica, I'm going to let you go first about how you talk about it in your groups.
Yeah. So I will tell you that even though I do have a background and certifications in this area, even though Rachel does as well, the things that we're sharing with you, anyone can do. It doesn't matter if you have no education. And that's what I think is so powerful about this call. So first, I have to give a shout out to Kate Schultes because I got this idea from her, and it has been a game changer in my bod groups. And I started doing leaderboards. And this is the beauty, you guys, of our business, is that you are a business owner and you can be as creative as you want to be to get people to take action. And so I do these weekly leaderboards, and they can earn 5 points for posting their nutrition tracker for the day, screenshotting it or taking a picture, no matter what nutrition program they're doing. They earn 4 points for tracking their Shakeology with a picture and telling us how they made it. They can earn points for tracking their workout, like a sweaty selfie, and for their meal prep or posting a picture of their meal for the day. And that has caused the conversation around nutrition to explode because they're seeing everybody do it. And they're asking, oh, how did you do that? How did you make your zoodles? Mine always get soft and mushy, you know? And so it's having this community of healthy habits where we're encouraging each other. So that's the first thing. My bod group leaderboard has been really awesome, super huge. Number 2, I go live. Now that we have the live feature in bod groups, I go live almost every day, pretty frequently. And it's not all about nutrition, but I do ask the group, how can I best support you? What do you need to hear? Here's how, as a busy mom of 3 tiny humans, I am able to stay on point with my nutrition. This is what my breakfast looks like, or this is how I meal prep so that when I'm on the run and I end up out of my house for 5 hours longer than I expected, I always have healthy options available. And then the third thing that I wanted to share is we have, and we've talked about this a couple times already, but we have so many tools to use in our groups. You have the Coach Online Office. Under product toolkits, there's some amazing videos that Rachel mentioned from Darren Oline on Shakeology, on nutrition, on gut health, things that it's really cool to learn about as a coach if you don't know about these things, but you can post these in your free communities to gain interest about our nutritional products and programs, or in your bod groups as you run. I wanted to show you guys this. And some of you, if you just got a completion pack or a challenge pack, this is new, and I got it in the mail. Look how thick it is. It's like magazine worthy. If you haven't seen these, flip through it. It's in English and Spanish, but this has really amazing resources. I just wanted to show you, just in case you haven't seen it really quick. On Shakeology, like, look how beautiful this is. On the science, it says backed by science, loved by millions. There's some statistics that you can use. There's another breakdown of what Shakeology has in it. So no matter how brand new of a coach you are, or if you have no background in nutrition, you can use all of these resources to share with your clients and get them excited about what we're doing and excited about living healthy, fulfilling lives, because that at the end of the day is our job. So those 3 things are what's worked best for me recently.
And and I'll bring you on, Rachel, stay on. Jessica, that book you got, it's also in the back office on a PDF, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe Rachel knows.
It is.
Okay. Okay, Rachel, same question. And let me repeat the question is, how do you keep the conversation going about nutrition in your groups?
I love this question, and I love what Jessica shared, that anyone can do this. And I love that she shared the book, because you guys, it's so true. Anyone can do this. And I want to kind of shift too and talk to you guys about how if what you're doing is what you want your coaches to do, You know, a lot of times we talk about, you know, what we want for our team and what we want for our coaches. And it comes from what they see you doing. So if they see you sharing material, if they see you posting about material, if they see you, you know, talking about it, then they're going to feel more comfortable and more confident to talk about it as well. You know, it's the same thing. We didn't all come to this as fitness trainers, but yet we project ourselves as, you know, experts in fitness because we're going through the program. And the more you do it and the more repetition that you get through talking about nutrition and Shakeology and how it's making you feel. You know, you can talk about the benefits if it's something that, you know, Beachbody has offered, like Jessica was just showing you in those beautiful little pamphlets. But you don't have to talk about benefits. You can just talk about how it's making you feel. And that is going to really help in your challenge groups, and it's going to build excitement. And it's also going to show your coaches or future coaches what's possible when you're showing up and you're showing what's possible through just sharing. But I do want to talk about what I do in my challenge groups. Like Jessica, I am very nutrition focused in my challenge groups. I let them know that I want to know about their food. I want to see pictures of their food. You know, in my threads, I'll close the wall off sometimes. So they have to post in that daily thread because otherwise you can get so many messages that just go through. But I want to see a picture of their plate because people will say to me, gosh, you know, I'm eating this or I'm feeling like this and I can't get my shake in, or whatever it is. I can't help them as a coach. You know, you want to be able to help them. So I say, take a picture of it. The picture speaks 1,000 words. So if I can see what they're eating and I can see how they're plating their food, then I can make some shifts here and there. And it really does help you guys because it also gives them a focus of, oh, wow, maybe I am eating. And then they can go back into like past days. If they're like, oh, I felt really bloated this morning when I woke up. Say, well, let's go back and see what you ate, you know, yesterday and see what could be causing you some bloating, or maybe you're just, you know, feeling some type of deficiency. Let's see if we need to add another red in there. Let's see if we need to take out a yellow. And so you're able to kind of help them and give them the tools. And again, all of those tools and all of the resources are available to us in the back office. They've done such a great job, you guys. Like, it's amazing to me when I go back there. And I know that some coaches have said, you know, it can be overwhelming, but it's only overwhelming if you say it's overwhelming. But you know, break it down into pieces. What is it that you're really looking for? Use that search tab and go in there and search for something specific so that you can give a specific answer if that's what you're looking for. But you know, posting the food in the thread is one way, and talking about nutrition and letting them know that nutrition is the key. You're going to do the workouts and we're going to have fun doing the workouts. We're going to have fun posting and sharing about the workouts, keeping it alive, keeping nutrition in the forefronts of their thoughts. And then, you know, I talk about nutritional mindset. So.
Excellent. You know what I found really interesting is some people don't know where the back office is, and that is for coaches only. So if you are new to this call and you're a customer, when you become a coach, you get access to a back office portal, which we call the back office or the coach online office. So everything that we're talking about today, that is available to coaches in the back office. There are product tools, there are videos to share. There's so much in the back office. So that is words that Rachel is throwing around. Rachel, stay on. Let's talk about a nutrition mindset. Mm-hmm. How are you able to change someone's behavior about their nutrition? I mean, I know that we can lead a horse to water. We can't make them drink. So how do you create that nutrition mindset?
Yeah. A lot of times too, I'll talk about let's go back to where I was talking about the muscles and your muscle density at the very beginning of the call, where I was saying, when you break down your muscle and your muscle starts to, cramp, or it starts to get sore and then it heals. A lot of people look for that. Like, how many of you guys have done a really hard workout and you're like, I should be so sore right now, and I'm not. And it's kind of frustrating because I like to get sore. I like to know my muscles worked a little bit differently. And I try to teach that same mindset, like a nutritional mindset, keeping your nutrition in the forefronts of your thoughts, that you are focusing on changing your nutritional muscle, like changing that so that you are focusing on the change. You are focusing on things that might be feeling different, that are feeling a little, like maybe you're hungrier a little bit sooner. This isn't a bad thing. This is that kind of, I'm going to digress just for a second, because I know that a lot of people will say, I'm hungry. And I'm like, how do you know you're hungry? Well, I'm like that feeling, like hangry. I can tell I'm hungry because I'm hangry. I get tired. And I'm like, how do you know that's just not your body adjusting? Are you feeling a hunger pain? Well, it's time for me to eat because it's been 3 hours. Well, how do you know? And so just teaching them how to listen to their body, because your body is going to tell you how it's feeling. It really does. And I think we've become so quick to want that instant self-gratification. We want to know something, we just Google it and we find the answer. But your body's not going to respond like Google, you guys. Your body's going to respond when it wants to let you know something. So listen to your body and be more in tune with your body and be more available and teach that, show that your actions, what you guys do as coaches is an example to your customers and to your future coaches. And I keep saying that because it's so important. The more you show up for you, the more they're going to show up for themselves. It's the reasons why they see you on social media doing what you do and you're inspiring them. Inspire them with their nutrition as well. Don't shy away from the nutrition because you think you need to be a professional. As a matter of fact, it is more inspiring. It is more, it encourages people more. It encourages me more to see people who are putting themselves forward and are trying and are encouraging with that nutritional mindset. And, we have, again, in the nutrition scope, we have Alana, we have Autumn, who really do break down nutrition for you guys in so many great ways. Resources are abundant in this company, and that's what I think is so great and so wonderful, that you have the ability to teach, to share facts that are coming from corporate, and to share your own personal journey, your own personal facts.
Thank you. Thank you. I know our bodies are just not going to respond like Google. That was awesome. And yes, we have a plethora of tools in our back office. Thank you very much. I'm going to bring Jessica on now for a second. Jessica, a lot of people, let me bring Jessica on. Add to the stream. Okay. And, let me do that. I'm playing around with all these templates here. Jessica, there are people who are buying Shakeology and they're getting the box, they're getting the bag of Shakeology, but no one has discussed the value of the product before they made the purchase. So some people are coming into this world not really having a knowledge. How important is it to establish that value and that credibility of the product even before the purchase is made?
Yeah, I love this question because it's honestly one of the first things I teach the coaches that I work with. And it's one of the most, I think it's one of the most important ways that we can set ourselves apart, to be honest, as coaches and with the product and the total solution that we offer. So instead of just throwing product recommendations at people without knowing anything about what they need, I truly believe it's so important that we ask questions first. And I know Rachel talked on this a little bit as well, but what if you're throwing a weight loss program at someone and they're like, oh, this isn't for me then because I actually need to gain weight? We don't know until we ask. So I personally use a simple, free Google form where I put some basic questions down. You can find it on my Instagram if you want to go look at it at health_patriot. Or you can just ask questions. So some of the questions that I really like is, what does the best version of yourself look like 90 days from now? And notice this is a little bit different than what are your goals, because it puts them in a success mindset. Oh, what does the best version of myself look like? And as you ask these questions, such as, what are your biggest barriers to being successful? What's getting in your way of being the best version of yourself? Oh, well, I have 5 kids, or I work a 90-hour work week, or I don't know, I just don't have motivation, or I don't know how, or I've done all the diets. And you see, as you ask these questions, you learn a lot about the person, but you're also guiding them through what they really want. Because a lot of people say, oh, I want to lose weight, without even thinking about what that looks like and what journey that they're okay with being on. And so I wouldn't recommend necessarily 80-day obsession for a super busy mom who doesn't have an hour-long to work out. You know what I mean? And so this approach to asking questions first not only establishes value, but you're communicating the transformation that you are able to offer them, or you're identifying the problem that they have, and you're matching that with the menu of solutions that Beachbody offers. Again, you don't have to have any background in this to be able to identify, hey, I think this 21-day MBF program would fit into your schedule. Since your goal is weight loss and to tone up, I think this will work well for you. And with Shakeology, when you start to learn a little bit and you just look at, like I mentioned, on the back of the bag, those 5 blends in Shakeology, and you see there's a digestive support in there, and someone says, oh, I just have a little bit of bloating, you're like, oh, maybe this would help. Or you can share your own experience, you know, and again, we're not claiming to heal or cure or treat anything at all, but you can say everything that's on the back of this bag. That I know. So again, asking those questions, you're establishing value in the consumer and your client. And before you even sometimes send them a share card, talk about because you're getting to know what they really need, and you're saying, okay, thank you so much for what you shared with me. Based on what you shared with me, I think this total solution approach would be an amazing fit for you. What do you think? And you lead them with questions, and it really, for me, has worked tremendously in, again, establishing that value and getting them the total solution.
There's also something that you said to me that I thought was really interesting. Why do you prefer to talk to coaches and ask them where they see themselves in 90 days rather than just what are your goals?
Right. I personally love that because it gets them thinking much longer than that 30-day window of their first bag of Shakeology. They're understanding that, oh, this is going to be a process. It's not an overnight fix. And so they're not getting frustrated if even in the first month, they don't see a huge transformation. I'm communicating, like you had said before too, Sandy, this is a lifelong lifestyle adjustment that they're going to reap the benefits in the long run.
Okay, great. Well, that's a really good segue into objections. So let me bring Rachel on. Rachel, there's so many objections. We could do a whole call on it because people find they judge everything and they find problems with everything. But talk about common objections. How do you address them? And I'll have you both come in on this. So let me have Rachel go first.
Yeah, you know, there was a call that it was like 2 or 3 years ago. The feel, felt, found it really hit me. And it was a training on the feel, felt, found. And I just want to kind of go back and put this into perspective for a newer coach, or, you know, even a veteran coach. You know, how did you feel? And what did you find? And when you ask those questions that are leading up to, you know, the feel and the felt and the found. So how's your customer feeling? How is your coach feeling? And what did you feel? And then what did you find? So a conversation might go, you know, Rachel, I am just feeling really bloated lately. And I don't know what's going on. You know, I drink my shake and 20 or 30 minutes later, I'm feeling a little bit bloated. And I think it's the Shakeology. You know, I can understand how you're feeling because that bloating is very normal. So then this is how I would pivot into this. You know, I know how you're feeling because that bloating can be normal. You know, where are you at? If I'm talking to a woman, where are you at in that time of month? What does your sleep cycles have? What has that looked like? What's going on at home? Like asking those questions. How's your nutrition been? Have you been focusing on, you know, the nutritional mindset? And, you know, because I felt that way one time too. I sometimes will go through that and I can feel like that in certain times of the month, or I can feel like that, you know, when I'm under a lot of stress or I'm not sleeping properly, especially when I travel or I come back from travel, I can feel that way too. But here's what I have found. I have found that my body is just adjusting. I found that my body I have to be patient with myself. I have to give myself some grace. And maybe this is a good opportunity for you to give yourself some grace. And this is just we're talking about like someone saying, you know, I'm feeling bloated. Same thing with anything. You could put any question in there. You could put any type of, you know, any kind of issue that's in there, whether it's a cost objection or whether it's time objection. I felt the same way when I was just getting started too. How am I going to get all this in? Do I have enough time? And here's what I have found. And it's such a great way for you to listen to your customer, hear what they're having to say, and then equate it to yourself. Kind of goes back to that whole thing, you guys. What you do, they're going to do too. And your experience, how you're sharing it. So if you're not doing Shakeology, if you're not drinking the nutritional supplements, you can't expect your customers to either. You have to share with what you're doing. And then this way you can say, and this is what I found when I was going through that same situation. Here's what I found out. And this is what I've learned. And this is how I've grown. And this is how I have, progressed throughout my journey. And this really allows them to not only be inspired, but it also gives them things to think about. And I think if we keep that focus and we keep that focus in like you sharing your own journey, I'll never forget when my husband said to me, if you're going to do this, you can't be that dietitian that just prescribes or just gives or just sells challenge packs or sells Shakeology. It's a great product. You have to be the product of the product. You have to be the one who's going to be the trailblazer, who's blazing that trail. You can't just put them on supplements and walk away. And I'll never forget that because it stuck with me, because every single time I think to myself, am I doing what I need to be doing in order to show my customers and my coaches the right example? How am I will found myself, and I'll say, Rachel, how are you feeling? What did you feel before and what have you found? And make those pivots and make those changes.
Oh, I like that so much. I mean, it's so funny how people say they want a change, and then when they get some changes in their body, they're like, whoa, 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 yeah. Something's wrong here. Okay.
Yeah, embrace the change. Like the change is good. Change is a good thing.
Of course. I mean, you're not eating Captain Crunch cereal, right? Okay. So I know Jessica had a response to this. Jessica, why don't I bring you in here and you share a little bit about how you respond to common objections.
Yeah, I wanted to talk really briefly on two objections that I hear. First is price, and the second is the taste. So price-wise, really, you get into this, and we realize that price is really about perspective and how much you value something. So if you're establishing value with your client, they're going to value their investment more. If they think it's just an overpriced protein, then they're not going to keep buying it. And I've always thought with that objection, it's my responsibility as a coach to educate people. If they think it's an overpriced protein, then it's my job to teach them what it really is. And I'm going to keep pointing back to those 5 blends on the back of the bag. Because how many of you know someone who has gone to the vitamin store and they've bought those 5 different formulas, 5 different blends separately? They went and they bought a probiotic, or they went and they got a super green powder, or they went and they got a protein, and they probably paid more for something that's potentially lower quality than what Shakeology is, and it's so much more convenient. And so being able to educate on social media, your following, educate your clients that this is what you're getting, that value is understood at a different level. I know that we are in several different countries and continuing to grow, which is amazing. And so price point is a little bit different for everybody. But whatever you pay for Shakeology, I want you to do an exercise. I'm going to challenge you to do this. And for some of you, your mind's going to be blown. So there's 5 different blends, again, in every single scoop of Shakeology. So take what you pay for Shakeology and divide it by 5. Because remember, people are buying some of these things separately. Think about, you're getting a month's supply of each of those 5 different blends, tested 1,900 times from start to finish before it arrives conveniently at your doorstep for potency and purity, meaning to make sure it has the same equivalent and every single bag is equal on the dosage, for lack of a better word, of each of those superfoods, right? And to make sure that there's no contaminants. You guys, in the supplement industry, it is unheard of the kind of testing that we do. It is extremely valuable. Once I learned, I've looked up every single superfood, every single ingredient. Once I learned, I was mind blown. How does Beachbody even make money on Shakeology? This should be more expensive. This is incredible. When you understand that and you educate that, the price objections, they won't happen as much. Because when I started talking about that, people are like, oh, wow, this is incredible. How valuable. I had no idea. So that's the first point that I wanted to share with you. And the second one on taste. And I think that this goes for this business, for our fitness programs, and just for our world right now. And I think we need to influence or teach people, and like Rachel said, be the example that even if they try every single way to make Shakeology and for whatever reason they don't like the taste, but they experience the benefits, that it's okay sometimes to experience a momentary sacrifice of comfort for long-term benefits. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we just got to bite the bullet and get that goodness in our body for health purposes so that we feel our best self, even if we, for whatever reason, you don't like what chocolate peanut butter deliciousness tastes like. Those are my two best tips.
Thank you. You know what? We're going to jump into the very last question and have both of you talk about it, because this whole call was about follow-up. It was about following up with new customers who have just gotten on Shakeology. And then what do you do to keep people on Shakeology? So with so many options out there now, so many shakes out there, so many distractions, how do you keep people focused on their nutrition with a Shakeology maintenance? You know, because that first month, second month, third month, okay, we're still getting used to it. But then there's the maintenance. So I'm going to let Rachel take this first.
Okay, so again, talking about all the things that I've shared with you guys today about really talking about the nutritional mindset, talking about how you feel and what you found, but without talking about anything that could be getting me in trouble with compliance, I am just going to say this. There are a lot of shakes out there, and I have done my research, and I encourage each and every one of you to do your own research, to really look and see what it is, what value you are looking to share, and share from that perspective. Share from your perspective because you are doing the action steps. You know, we can be distracted with so much noise going on, but if you are the one who are getting the results, you're feeling great, you might even go through times like, you know, Jessica just said, like, you know, there's times where you're sacrificing maybe the best taste ever just to get the nutrients in, because it is nutrient effective, it's nutrient dense, it is going to help your body, it's going to help your digestive system, it's going to help you have focus and clarity. And those are things that are very important to talk about. It's important to talk that it's not just a protein shake. This is not something that you're just going to shake up after a workout. It does not work that way. This is a meal replacement. It's a snack. It's something to give your body nutrients. Its nutrient density is on the bag. So do yourself a favor and do your coaches and your customers a favor. Read it and study it a little bit. You know, if you want to be the best in something, you have to study. If you want to really grow and have good comprehension, you have to review and you have to even test yourself. How many times when we were in school did you flashcards to make sure that you know the information? Flashcard yourself, test yourself, and then lean into that option. Lean into being that part for yourself so that you can reflect it to your coaches. Be a mirror to them and to your customers. Be that mirror so that when they see your reflection, when they're looking at that bag and they're thinking about price objections, they're thinking about, oh, maybe I should do this shake, or maybe, oh, squirrel, there's something over here. No, focus, like, you know.
I can't believe it, Rachel. I wrote it down. Like, you buy a book when you have personal development, you know, you're having trouble with confidence or leadership, you go and buy a personal development book. You do the research, you do the homework, but you're now a representative of this company and you are getting people into a total solution. Understand what our product is, learn about it. Thank you for bringing that up, Rachel. Now, Jessica, take us out, okay, with how do you keep people on Shakeology?
I think that was a perfect segue, because what I wanted to share with you, I've been sharing a lot of like bullet points, 5 things. So I talked about the 5 blends, right? But this is something that I've been sharing in my coach webinars and my new coach trainings. What does it mean to be a coach? How do you help people? And this is really how I truly believe that we are set apart. There's a lot of great fitness programs out there. There's a lot of, there's supplements out there. There's nutritionists. You have like a lot of different options out there. Just like Sandy said, it can be very distracting. And I think a lot of people hop from one place to another and don't ever get the total solution. We are a one-stop shop. That is incredibly valuable. If you have been in the health industry or the fitness industry, you know how valuable that is. And so I'm going to give you 5 elements to a healthy transformation. And this is one way that I keep my customers and my coaches focused on our holistic approach. So 5 elements to a healthy transformation that you as a coach or as a customer, you have access to, that we have. Number 1, we have nutrition programs. Number 2, we have fitness programs by world-class trainers. Number 3, we have supplementation, foundational health supplementation with our products. Number 4, mindset training. We help people develop a healthy mindset, develop self-worth so you believe in yourself so that you show up for yourself. And number 5, you have the support. And it is very hard, if not impossible, to find all 5 of those things in one place. And we as Beachbody coaches have that. And Beachbody has created an incredible platform and a menu of options. So as a coach, your first responsibility is to set up your 5 elements to your healthy transformation. Set up your nutrition program, set up your fitness program, set up your supplementation, set up your mindset growth approach, and set up what you need for support. And then you turn around and you help as many people as you can with that 5-piece approach to their healthy transformation. And maybe you're doing 2B mindset, but for that person, it's going to be ultimate portion fix. That's what we do as coaches. That's the value, incredible value that we have to get people answers to help them really transform into the best version of themselves. And I'm so proud to be a part of Team Beachbody and that.
Awesome job. Thank you so much. If there is anything that coaches can do today is to follow up with a new Shakeology customer, ask them, how are they drinking it? Did they open the bag? Are they mixing it with water? Are they mixing it with a banana? What are they doing? And you can have that conversation and share the failures of your first shake that you made and how far it's come now. Because for me, I cannot change my formula. I got my favorite shake and I will not move away from it. But I can be convinced when the seasonals come out. Anyway, Rachel Harshfield, thank you so much. Jessica LaNier, thank you so much. Great call, everybody. We're done with the call today. So have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.